Another day, another dollar. Thank the Lord for another 24. God, I knew that was you. I'm finna head into work, man. I'm in here trying to hurry up and get my food together, man. I want to say this, though, before I start the video, correction officer video, though. I'm talking about, if you're going to be working in corrections, and you're going to be trying to grind like how I've been saying in my other videos, working a lot of overtime, stuff like that, man. You want to make sure, you eating as healthy as possible. I'm big into fitness anyway. I've been working out 21 years, so I try to watch my diet anyway. It's only going to help you, with having higher energy levels and watching your health, especially, like I said, if you're going to be grinding, trying to run it up, working all this extra overtime shifts, I try to meal prep as well. That saves me a lot of time, like my day off going into my first night back. I try to meal prep for a few days. That way I can just grab my food and go. It saves me, from eating garbage, going to McDonald's in between shifts, stuff like that. Just a gem, a little bit of more wisdom to put into your head. I'm trying to help y'all out as much as possible in all aspects. You know what I'm saying? Getting right into the video, though. I got a few comments from people that were interested in correction. They were asking, do you have to be tough? Do you have to be macho? Do you have to have prior training as far as knowing different techniques like karate or self-defense, prior to coming into the job? This is the thing with corrections, you may think, if you have no prior experience working in a correctional setting, and the only thing you really know about corrections is from what you've seen in movies and TVs. You may think that you got to be some big rah, walk around with your chest poked out, first day on the unit, you trying to prove your manhood to the inmates, show them, oh, I'm not no fish, I'm not no weakling. Y'all ain't gonna be able to do whatever y'all want to me. I'm the man in charge. You see this right here, this badge means something. That's the totally wrong way to go about it. That's the wrong approach, to being a successful correctional officer. This is the thing when it comes to being a good correctional officer. Your number one tool at your disposal when it comes to dealing with the inmates, getting respect from the inmates and getting the inmates to do what you want to do is this right here. It's this right here, your mouthpiece, your communication skills. Can you communicate with the inmates? You can get them to do what you want to do without having resorting to using violence, restraining the inmate, having to take an inmate down, putting the inmate, your hands on the inmate, having to physically escort them and get them to do what you want them to do. And that means that's your last line of defense as a correctional officer. You want to try everything you can, reasoning, communication skills, de-escalating skills, trying to talk an inmate back down to where you can reason with them and get them to comply with what you need them to do before you have to put hands on them. It's not about being tough. It's not about trying to be the tough guy. You know what I'm saying? It's not about trying to prove you're macho, you're manly. Oh, I'm going to try to go in there my first day and slam an inmate. That's the total wrong way to go about it, especially depending on the institution you're at. You have different levels, custody of inmates. You know what I'm saying? So if you go to a high security penitentiary, for instance, trying to have that mentality, man, you're going to be in for a rude awakening. A lot of those inmates, they got a lot of time. A lot of them got life sentences. They don't have anything to lose. They won't hesitate to grab that knife and put that knife in you, man. You come in there on the wrong type of time. You have to learn in corrections. It's all about communication skills, being able to verbally express yourself and to communicate to the inmates what you need them to do. There's been so many instances in my career, where an inmate goes from 0 to 100, and it's almost like it's imminent that possible a physical altercation is about to occur. And I've been able to talk them back down to where I can reason with them and get them to do what I need them to do. It's been times, man, inmate go off. Oh, man, I remember one time, dude, man, he went off something about his commissary, and the commissary people were gone for the day. I guess I don't know if he didn't get the shop or he was missing a whole bunch of stuff, man. He was about ready to go off, man, raise hell in that unit, and I had been working this unit for a while. And I'm like, dang, I gotta hurry up and jump into action. I gotta figure some shit out before shit go up. I gotta put hands on this inmate, or I gotta hit my body alarm, call for assistance. I pulled him to the side and I was like, man, I've been working on this unit for X amount of time, right? Have I ever disrespected you? Have I ever done anything, outside the policy? I treat you with respect. Every time I come in here, I give you what you got coming. I was able to reason with him and talk him back down. I explained to him, things happen sometimes. Mistakes are made, They're gone for the day. The best thing you could do is the next day, tomorrow, first thing in the morning, go up there. I'll even call them for you, and let them know what the situation is, explain the situation. So you just not going up there, they think you going up there out of bounds. I'll call them and see what I could do. You know what I mean? Let them know you coming, your commissary is missing. Can you come up there and talk to him and get the situation straightened out? And he was like, you know what, man, you right, man. You have shown me respect. You don't really be on no drama, trying to overexert your authority, stuff like that. Cause that's not what it's about. When you in these units, you got to think now, you're going to see these inmates every day, So if you go in there and you causing unnecessary drama on the unit, you doing disrespectful things to the inmates, like, the inmates know at the end of the day, you have to do a job, right? They know you have to do things like pat searches. You have to go in their cell from time to time and search through things looking for contraband, But if you going in there, let's say you doing your search and it's like you on a power trip, man, you being disrespectful, you throwing they shit around, just tearing it up like a tornado come through, that's the wrong way to go about it, because you never know what an inmate may be going through that day. An inmate could have lost a loved one. They in prison, can't go to the funeral. Now they like, man, I ain't got shit to lose, man, and then you do something that sends them over the edge. Next thing you know, man, they on you. They done jumped on your ass, or they like, I'm done. I'm not going for this today, man. No, sir. They grab that knife. Now you damn near running because the inmate trying to stab you up, When I search cells, stuff like that, I'm always courteous and I'm always respectful. If I gotta go in the inmate cell, search I'm not in there unnecessarily throwing stuff around, stepping all on their clothes, stuff like that. Look like a tornado came through. If I take some stuff out, I try to at least put it back decently how I found it. It's all about respect. Respect in this career is going to take you and carry you a long way in your career. You will have longevity. If you show respect to the inmates, man, it may come a time another inmate jump on you. The other inmates may jump in and save your life. Just because they remember how you treated them. Like I say, they know you got a job to do and whatnot, but they know that you treat them with respect. You're not on no drama, on no pettiness. You let them do their time. You try to control what you can on your unit and do your job to the best of your ability. They know you come in, do your job, and go home. Nothing extra. I've seen and read about situations like that where the inmates actually jumped in. An inmate came. It was I think I seen it on TV on one of those prison shows. CEO was sitting in the booth. I might have been in the county jail, and an inmate just started running. Boom, you see it on the camera. They got the closed caption camera on the TV running. Boom, took the CO out on him. CO ain't have a fighting chance in hell. Next thing you know, you see like 3 or 4 inmates come. They get the other inmate off the CO and they save him, I think they even grabbed his walkie-talkie and was calling for some other officers to come, And they interviewed the inmates after the fact and they asked them why they did that. And you know what they said? They said because the CO that works that unit, the one that got assaulted, he's always respectful. He's not on no drama. He's not disrespecting us, doing stuff like calling us out of our name, talking down on us, unnecessary drama. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, you don't need to go in there and try to prove yourself, In the beginning, when you're a rookie, yes, the inmates are going to try to get over on you. They're going to try to play games. They know you're new to the scene. They know you probably, may not have prior correctional officer experience or working in that type of environment. So they're going to try to see what they could do, But as you keep progressing and you keep working the job, you learn the games inmates play. You learn how they operate. You learn how you operate. You learn a lot about yourself. You know how you want to run your unit. What's your pet peeves when you're working on the unit, stuff like that. And the inmates come to know you, especially when you start working a set post. You know, once you start getting time in, you get your rank up and get more experience. Now you could put in for a certain post that you like, or with certain days off, a certain shift. You know, in the beginning, they're going to bounce you all over. They're going to throw you around. I mentioned that in a previous video. You know, your rookie year, expect to get thrown all over. You may go from 1 week working day shift to middle of the week, you on night shift. They put you where they need you. Unless you go to like a state prison or a county jail where it's like they have 2 shifts. You do 12-hour shifts there. They may have like an A shift or a B shift, and they just throw you on one and you're set. With the BOP, where I'm at, the Bureau of Prisons, your rookie year, your probationary year, it's like you're all over the place, man. There's been times where I worked like 9 days straight, you know, without a day off. You know, before I finally got my days off, you know. So that comes with the territory, you know. But like I said, you don't have to go in there, you know, and try to exert yourself or try to prove how tough you are. That's not the place for it, you know. Like the inmates, they know you have a job to do. You know, if you come in there and you do the job to the best of your ability, you learn the job, and you know, like the back of your head, you know, when stuff goes down, what to do. You know, and you let the inmates be inmates and you be the officer, you know, you're going to do good. You're going to be fine. That's what I do when I'm at work, you know. The inmates know what my pet peeves are. You know, they know I don't like certain shit to go on my unit, you know. So when I'm walking around, that's what I'm looking for. They know. They know all I'm going to do. I do my rounds and I come back and sit down. Don't make me do my job. Don't make me do my job. If y'all don't make me do my job, I won't bother y'all. I won't do unnecessary shit. Y'all won't see me, you know what I'm saying, unless it's around. Other than that, they know what time it is. You know, as long as y'all not in there fighting, getting high off of drugs, K2, intoxicants, trying to escape, trying to harm yourselves. You know, I let the unit run. You know, that's what prison, like I said, at the end of the day, prison is going to be prison. You know, you can't control everything that goes on. You have to think when you're working in a correctional setting, 9 times out of 10, you're always outnumbered by the inmates. You know, for instance, my unit I work, it's 114 inmates and it's 1 officer. You know, you think if they wanted to, they couldn't just take over. It only take probably 4 or 5 of them to hold me down. You know, I don't care how much weight I can lift. You know, I bench press 405 up, 405 pounds and up. That don't mean nothing, man. If you're outnumbered, it's 100 inmates. They let us come in there and work and go home. That they choose to do that, man. You know, they live there. We're just working there. If they want to take over the prison, they could do it like that. You know what I'm saying? It's all about your mental. You have to think inside. You have to use these communication skills. They're going to teach you all of this in the academy. You know, you can go on YouTube, Google beforehand, you know, and just watch some videos on, you know, educating yourself on de-escalation skills. You know, being able to talk an inmate down that goes from 0 to 100, you know, because 9 times out of 10, the situation just works out 100 times better in the end. If you could talk them down and you resort to not having to use any violence. You know, I don't want to say violence, you know, I should say, you know, techniques to restrain the inmate, stuff like that, whipping your OC spray out and spraying the inmates. If you can avoid doing all that, then that's a good job right there, you know, because you de-escalated the situation. You brought it back down to where the institution can run safely and securely, you know. If you get into an altercation with an inmate, you got to think about things like, you know, your staff members, your coworkers, they running to the scene trying to help you out, man. It could be wet. The floor could be wet. They running up the hallway across the prison yard in the grass wet. One of your coworkers slip, blow their knee out. I seen that happen. We was responding to a fight. One of my coworkers, the floor was wet. We running up the hallway. He slipped towards ACL, was out of work for 3 or 4 months. You know what I'm saying? Anything can happen. Anything can go down in the prison. You know, it doesn't matter when, what time, what day. It doesn't matter if it's the holiday. It could be your birth. It doesn't matter. When it goes down, you know. But just know, you don't have to go in there and try to prove how tough you are. You know, you don't have to, unless you walking around like this looking crazy as hell. The inmates looking like, what the hell's up with this CO? Stuff like that. An inmate get in your face, or you have some words, you quick to try to pull your OC out, spray them. You just got to let some things go, you know. You got to learn how to talk them down. Walk away. That's what I do. I don't need to have the last word. I don't need to have to prove my manhood, this and that. Because at the end of the day, I get to go home. That's the only thing that matters. I get to go home, you know. So that's the only thing on my mind when I'm at work. Go in there, do the job, do what they pay me to do my job, and go home. And that's it. I leave it there. I don't take work home with me, you know. The inmates, they're still going to be there till their sentence is up. Or if they got a life sentence, they ain't getting out. They're going to be there regardless, you know. So you just got to learn early in your career, you know, respect will take you a long way. Communication skills, you know, de-escalation skills, all of that trumps trying to prove how tough you are. Any prior background experience, you know, karate or taekwondo, you was an MMA boxer, you know, that could help you out now. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. If you get into an altercation and you got an inmate on you and nothing's working, you know, the techniques they trained you in the academy, you know, some of that stuff, I feel like, you know, I'm not going to be thinking about that. You know, if an inmate's on me, he got a knife trying to put it in me, you know, or he going to chop up me, welling on me. I'm not going to be thinking about some of the moves and techniques we learned in Glen. I'm going to be doing everything in my power to get that inmate off of me, man. You know, that's your number one goal, staff safety. You got to make sure you go home just how you came in one piece, you know. But yeah, stuff gonna happen though. You'll be all right. You know, just keep learning the job. You new on the scene. Learn as much as you can. Ask as many questions as you can. You know, keep learning, and keep learning. Keep showing up. You know, it gets better. You know, you will pick up some valuable lessons, some valuable wisdom. You know, you probably got senior staff that's been at your prison for a while or your jail a while, you know, that know the ropes. They know how the prison operates. They know the policy, the procedure. Pick their mind, learn from them. You know, go to the good ones, you know, that are willing to invest in you, giving you the knowledge and the wisdom you need to be successful at the job, you know. Y'all like this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel at The Ghetto Bodybuilder. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok at The Ghetto Bodybuilder. I got merchandise for sale. Shop with me on my website, www.theghettobodybuilder.com. But yeah, man, closing this up, man, you don't need, like I said, you don't have to be tough, macho, have some type of personality disorder, or, you know, you got to go in there like, I got to walk in there like I'm Rambo from the first day. I got to bust out a goddamn karate kick, you know, to let the inmates know I'm not playing around with them. None of that. Just go in there, be yourself, you know. Do your job to the best of your ability, you know, find your flow, find what works best for you. You know, your correctional officer style, everybody is different. Everybody has different correctional styles. Some people, you know, they have particular things that they focus on. You know, long as you're doing the job and you sticking to the policy and procedure, the inmates ain't trying to escape under your watch. They ain't trying to fight each other, stab each other, getting high off of drugs, K2, trying to harm themselves, commit suicide, assaulting staff, and you doing the best you can to control the contraband, and them doing things they're not supposed to do. You're going to do good at the end of the day, baby. Y'all got any comments, questions, concerns? Y'all want me to do a future video? You got any topics or ideas? Drop a comment, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Y'all know how we coming. Let's get motivated.